Welcome to another episode of Brutality Podcast. This week, we are joined by none other than Ryan Gardner, the founding guitarist and driving force behind Rose Funeral, the Cincinnati-based deathcore icons, if I may say so. Myself, big fans of Rose Funeral, so this was a treat. We go all the way back, talk about his childhood, Rose Funeral's origin story, the early demos, and of course, the iconic Crucify Kill Rot album. We also talk about touring during the Myspace era, along bands like Salt the Wound, Years Spent Cold, Nights of the Abyss. Talk about the direction of the band as they moved into Gates of Punishment and what led to the band to ultimately go out on hiatus. But a few years ago, the band came back, so we get to talking about the new music, just getting the band back together, and yes, sir, some new music, an upcoming album, all that and more. Of course, we have a little bit of gamer talk at the end as well. So great episode. Absolutely loved having Ryan on. Hope you guys enjoy as much as we did. Real quick before starting though, do want to plug two quick things. We have merch over at indiemerchstore.com. Link in the description, or search up Brutality Podcast over on the website. And also we have a Patreon, patreon.com/Brutality Podcast. If you guys want early access to episodes, be the first to know about upcoming guests. And we've also got some member-only Discord channels over in the Discord server. So if any of that stuff interests you, those are the ways you guys can help support the show and be a part of the community. Anyways, all that out of the way, enjoy this episode. Thank you for doing this. There's a lot of history that's kind of undocumented when it comes to Rose Funeral. So excited to talk with you about all of it, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe you could kind of set the stage by going like way back. Like, what's childhood look for you when it comes to, I don't know, growing up, general upbringing, and then maybe kind of dipping your toes into music for the first time. What's that all kind of look like?
So I mean, I had pretty good childhood. Had tons of friends around the neighborhood, ran around. I was an outdoors kid. Loved video games too. My parents split when I was about 8, but I mean, everything was cool. You know, everything chill. I started, actually my mom got me into heavier music. I mean, it was like Collective Soul and stuff like that. You know, but she listened to Metallica, AC/DC. My dad was more oldies. I love oldies. I love all types of music, but I kind of blame my mom for getting me into the heavier stuff because
that's her fault. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy to think because she won't listen to Rose Funeral. She'd be like, "What is this?" You know. And my dad, you know, he doesn't like it, but biggest supporter, crazy supporter. He's got all the CDs. Anytime we have merch, if I can give it to him, he wants it. All the magazines we were in, you know, that's just, they were cool parents. So I'm glad that, you know, I had that growing up. And, music kind of started for me. My dad was, an HVAC, and he just stumbled upon, at one of the clients' house. They gave him a guitar. Their kid was going away to college, and, they just gave it to him. Hey, he doesn't want it anymore. So he gave it to me. I was, 13, 14 at the time, and it was a little Squire, a little crate amp, you know. But it was like, to me, that's like, dude, yes. And that was like all I did, just learn how to play. At the time, we had a place called Media Play, and they used to sell tab books, and I learned how to read music. And it was
what are you trying to learn at that point? Like, what's the entry point guitar wise?
Oh man, it was like a lot of, I guess you could say like Blink-182, Green Day, like Disturbed, you know, Marilyn Manson, you know, just like radio rock, radio pop punk, stuff like that. And I just really got into it, kept, you know, playing. And then my dad, he was a big computer guy. And so he got me a computer too. And that's when recording on a computer, you know, a home studio, I guess, really wasn't that big back then.
Yeah.
And I tried to find out I'm going to record this guitar into this computer somehow. And I think I got the program called Reason. I don't know if you guys remember Reason.
Sure.
Really old.
Okay, I do.
Yeah. I think it might be still around, but more for electronic. And I learned how to just make crappy ass recordings that I thought were incredible. Like I just
blowing your own mind.
Oh my God.
I figured it out.
Yeah. Just like plugging a guitar into a distortion pedal into the computer. Oh God. But that sounded sweet when you were a kid.
I think you're underselling how kind of impossible it was to self-record back then, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because it does, to your point, seem like everyone can do it, and it's you buy like a $50 fucking interface now, and anyone you can have the cleanest fucking DI in the world, But back then, it really was not a thing,
Yeah,
you're like stringing like random adapters to try to get it into the back of your computer or some shit, right?
Yeah. And I was just messing around playing recording riffs, I guess. It was just nonsense. And that's how I got into recording, I guess. And my best buddy at the time, his stepfather, he worked for David Enhancer, so he gifted him a bass guitar for his birthday. So I was like, man, we need to jam, because we were always like messing around on acoustic guitar, and then I had my guitar, and then he got his bass, and we needed a drummer. And I guess you can kind of see where I'm going with this, because I was the original drummer for Rose's funeral. I was like, hey Mom, I need a drum set.
the nightmare, like the
yes, yeah, but she was cool. I ended up getting one, self-taught. I just learned. I never had lessons, and me and him started jamming as a two-piece, and he didn't even play bass. He just used the guitar. We were a two-piece. It was it was so fun, but it was so bad. And that's getting a little older, started going to shows. That's when you find the bands you like. We were big into like Sick of It All, Dropkick Murphys, a lot of hardcore stuff. I'm straight edge, so a lot of straight edge hardcore. That was just like our thing. So
you said you're still straight edge and stuff like that. I'm just curious of how long you've been
since birth.
Oh wow! Okay,
yes,
so always been straight edge.
I never partied. I went to them, never partied though. I was there, and if I saw an instrument, I'm like, I'm gonna go play on that. And everybody, you guys look insane right now. I don't want to be like that.
So you drived a lot, probably.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
no, that's cool. No, it was just, it's first of all, it's kind of it's rare that we hear like, oh, I've been straight edge for that long. So I was curious. It's cool, honestly.
Yeah. But so we met a guy at a show who ended up playing bass. So he became a three-piece. Started learning the instruments more. Getting a little more serious, and then that's when I started my first serious band. We were called Son of Day, and we were straight edge hardcore, more metalcore, I would say. And fortunately, I got to switch back to guitar, and then we formed the band, and that was awesome. Like, we were getting on really good shows, a lot of like Ferret record bands. We would play with those guys. A lot of Victory record bands. We'd just jump on those shows because Cincinnati had a really awesome scene.
That's what I was going to ask, like what the scene was like at that time for like metal and hardcore and stuff.
Tons of shows came through Cincinnati, and we just jumped on all of them, and we just made tons of friends. And we just started, like a lot of the local bands, we just, constantly playing shows together. And there was this one venue, Sudsy Malone's. They're not around anymore, but we used to play with this one band all the time. I think they were called End It All. And we just became great friends. And me and my buddy AJ at the time were like, hey, let's try to start something more heavy, like Cannibal Corpse-ish, maybe a little bit of Black Dahlia, and Rose Funeral was born. So
a bit heavier, maybe.
Yeah, a bit heavier. And
was that because you guys all like collectively were in hardcore metalcore bands, but at the end of the day, you guys were really like metalheads more than anything else?
Oh, or? Yeah. I was listening to I still listen to the hardcore and metalcore, but I I definitely listened to a lot more death metal. Once I found death metal, I was like, dude, yeah, like I was listening to a lot of Suffocation, Decapitated. Those are my favorite bands. And I was like, I really want to do something like this. So I got my buddy AJ, who was in Son of Day, and we got our buddy Ray, who was the first singer of Rose Funeral. And we joined up with Tony and Destin, who were in End It All. And that's when Rose Funeral was born. AJ, I think he was not really on board with it. We had one practice. I guess it wasn't his thing. The music wasn't his thing. And so he left. And I'm trying to remember if that's when Dre came in. That was Destin's little brother. He was like 14 years old. He was the young gun guitar player. He jumped in.
How old are you guys at this point? Like, what? Because you guys are all pretty young, regardless, right?
Yeah, that was right, probably out of high school. I was about like 19,
Okay.
yeah, 18, 19. Yeah, so we kind of started getting that core Rose Funeral together. And Destin, I think he was on drums. I was playing guitar. Destin did not want to play drums. I think after the first two practices, he's like, I don't want to do drums. And I think he might have moved to bass. And then I jumped on the drums, and I was like, I like guitar. I don't want to do drums, but I'll do it. I'll do it. So, yeah, I think it was, me on drums. Tony was on guitar. Destin might've been on bass, Ray on vocals, and, Dre was guitar. And then, kind of went from there. We did that demo. I think the demo might be floating around on YouTube, super old. Everybody's like, who's the singer? That was Ray, the very first singer. And then,
I want to, we're like big nerds over here. And especially when it comes to the old shit. So we need a little bit more details on this demo. Like what was like recording that demo? I'm assuming this is all kind of, you mentioned, you were already tinkering with recording and stuff, but I'm assuming it's like the first full band you guys are like doing a recording for and stuff.
I did that on the computer. That was me. I was in, I think Destin's basement. We did that, and super fun, man. Like back when you could barely find drum samples and stuff, it was just like, and trying to program drums, I was like, oh my God, this is like, what, how do we change the time signature? Oh my God. And figured it out. And it was just like, it was such a blast. So it was so fun. And, once we did that, demo, Ray, he, went and joined the army. So then Destin was like, I'm going to sing. So, all right. So now Destin went from bass to vocals. And then, I was teaching guitar at the time at a music shop, and I had a student come in, Craig, and he was good. He was good already. And he knew my band. And, I was like, welcome to the band. You're playing bass now, buddy. and he jumped in, and that was the Crucify Kill Rot lineup right there. And we recorded that on my computer, and yeah, so that was like good.
I do have a lot of questions, probably into just specifically about this record.
It's still just as good. So,
it's an iconic EP. Well, I guess it's not an EP; it's an album, but it's kind of like one of those. A number of songs that's not like. It's like on the shorter end, but technically, anyways. I mean, we have to talk about the drums. You alluded to samples, but specifically on Crucify Kill Rot, it's like such a like a drum sample, like a drum pad sounding no velocity snare. The snare specifically, is so like.
I think I found that snare in like a forum on the internet back when samples just started to get like shared around. And I think it was like a reggae snare or something. And I just really liked that poppy sound because when I was drumming, I was using a piccolo snare, and I just cranked that thing and just, but I didn't have the money to buy drum mics, and, I had Fruity Loops Studio. So that's what I use, and I just put them samples in there and started programming it, and we recorded it. It was so fun. It sounded great to us. It sounds so silly, to me now, and I'm glad people still enjoy it. But like, yeah, it was just like, I think I found that sample on a forum. And
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's like a drum machine kind of sample, you know,
yeah,
like one of those. Like, it's always like kind of like a generic sounding, like what you'd have on a keyboard kind of sound for a drum, you know.
Pencil on a coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
that was kind of the vibe. If you go back to those days, like I remember even liking it personally. Of course, it's also part of it is I knew nothing about drums. I'll give you that. But I kind of I remember liking back then when bands would have, you know, 'cause the program thing somehow, like that sort of sound kind of added to the charm in some ways sometimes.
Yeah,
So it worked for that era, I feel like.
and I wasn't a crazy drummer. You know, I just taught myself how to do some bomb blasts, punk beats. You know, I just liked guitar. I just wanted to play guitar, and I got stuck on the drums. So, and I did a couple tours on drums, and just like, I'm just not a drummer, you know. So I programmed them. I wouldn't have felt comfortable going to a studio and drumming. I feel like I would just fall apart as soon as like, all right, we're recording, go. But I forget how to play.
But were you fine live?
Oh yeah, because I was just amped up live. The shows were incredible. Like we got kicked out of I think 2 venues because it just got so crazy.
Which is a compliment.
Yeah,
Which is a
yeah,
compliment.
It's a badge of honor.
Real.
Yeah.
yeah. It was they just like the kids destroyed stuff. I felt bad, but they were just you can't stop them, and they're just punching the walls and.
The vision I have is if you didn't kind of like if you tell people break out, now I get it, but at the same time it's like there's only so much you can control sometimes. It's if everybody's going crazy, it's like what do you want to
It's a heavy show, man. People are they're getting into it. What do you want?
Yeah, they there was a big well, small but real fun venue in Cincinatti, Parkland Theater. And it was a movie theater. It was an old school movie theater. Kids would jump like it was perfect for shows. Because up front they had like maybe like 100 feet, and then probably about it was just a smaller space, but it was perfect for smaller but fun shows. And the kid destroyed 4 rows of seats, jumping on it, and they're like, "Never again. Sorry, you guys. No." Like they're like, "I didn't do it. I'm sorry." It was like they were getting crazy. They didn't want us back, and then we played at someone booked us at an art gallery, and you already know, like the kids getting crazy, knocked the paintings off the wall. And I think that was the last show there. They didn't want that to happen again. And
I've unironically seen a show or played a show in an art gallery where one of the openers had a drum machine as the drummer. Kind of ties it all together.
yeah. But
That was kind of weird, but you know.
yeah, so yeah, but the shows were
whatever works, I guess.
yeah, right. We've actually I think we've been on tour and some people use drum machines, and it sounds I mean they go crazy.
Done stuff with Kissy Face, have you guys? Kissy Face Fashion and Faux Pas. Have you guys played along?
That sounds so familiar, and I want to say yes.
I've seen the name on flyers for like a couple fests or something at the very least, but they're a band that I saw with like a no drummer. I think it wasn't even by design. It was just their drummer couldn't make the tour, broke a leg or some shit, and they had the drum machine instead that they scrambled.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, this is different.
Yeah, I mean, we only had to play without a drummer, I think, for 3 shows. Our drummer Mike had to leave when we were all out in California. He had to leave, and we had like 3 shows left. Never again will I do that. Oh my God, it was so hard to hear what was going on. This was Gates of Punishment, and that album was just so fast.
Yeah,
and like the venues we were playing, they were just smaller, and just everybody's sharing one monitor. And you're like telling the guy, "Can you turn up the drums?" And he's like, "Dude, this is peaked, man. This is max, and you can't have any more. You're gonna break my shit." Like, all right. So it starts, and it's like, "Fuck it, I cannot do this." And it was bad. We had one show was all right with the good sound, but I don't know how people with the drum like nowadays way easier, but back then, Jesus, I couldn't hear shit. Like I just heard noise, trying to sing over it. All I hear is guitar, bass, and just loud freaking drums. Like,
It's
God.
almost muscle memory at that point. It's
Yeah.
almost like hoping you'll do the right thing at the right time.
Yeah. But yeah, that was brutal. But
Yeah,
so
during Crucify Kill Rot, we're talking like we're entering peak MySpace.
Oh,
Yeah.
So which obviously played a pretty big part, I feel like, in Rose Funeral's success ultimately, right?
Yeah.
Like, what was your relationship with MySpace back then, and can you kind of speak to MySpace for the band, how it was, because you guys were popping the fuck off on MySpace.
yeah, man, before that it was Friendster. I don't know if you guys remember Friendster.
Oh, I didn't do Friendster. That's a new
No,
one for
you didn't
me.
do.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like all the buddies were on Friendster, and then it just like kind of switched over to MySpace. Friendster, I don't think they had music, but yeah, MySpace. That was such a fun platform. I mean, for music, and it's just you're never gonna. I don't think you're just gonna see you're never gonna see that again, and that sucks. But it was just so easy, and that's how we signed with Siege of Amida.
Yeah.
I think they messaged us on on MySpace.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really use email.
Overseas, right? Which is kind of crazy too. Like, because that was kind of the beginning of those sorts of things being possible. Like just getting inbox from a social media from across the ocean, and hey, we want to sign you.
That was cool. So we actually had Crucify Kill Rot. We did that ourselves. We recorded that album before Siege even messaged us. But yeah, once they did, we kind of polished it up a little bit, and then they put it out, them and Candlelight. So we did, I think, with that original lineup, we did a few tours. One of our very first tours, I think, was with a band called Dead Man in Reno. And I really want to know what's up with those guys, because that was such a fun tour. Nobody knew shit like what to do, like on a tour.
Yeah.
And it was just so fun. I'd love to reconnect with those boys, because that was real fun. But I think that was the first serious tour we did, and then Siege hit us up, and we signed with those guys, and then they officially put the album out, and then that's kind of when everybody kind of left Rose Funeral at the time, because we were getting offers, and it was really hard for the guys because they were working, and they had lives, and I don't blame them. It was tough trying to balance that, and because I was like ready. I was fortunate enough to be able to tour, and they couldn't get out, and especially with Destin's little brother Dre, he was so young. It's really hard for him, and
I had a quote from Jamie from Siege. Is like the youngest member of the band has yet to reach his 16th birthday.
Yeah,
but
no.
rest assured, these Cincinnati bruisers will crush you with their seemingly effortless blend of apocalyptic death metal.
Yeah,
all right.
I was blown away when I heard Dre play guitar. I didn't know. He's like, yeah, we're getting his little brother. He's good. I'm like, come on now. And then I showed up when we were about to jam. I'm like, dude, you're like way beyond what a 14-year-old should be playing on guitar, man. And yeah, he was writing some sick riffs and stuff. And
so he did a few tours with you guys, like despite like he was still in high school, I assume, right?
Yeah, so it was tough for him, very tough. It was more summer, and then he had to be back in school. So yeah, I get it, and I still love all those guys, all great dudes. But they had to.
Sorry, not to cut you off. It's also because from my perspective, I think the hardest spot to be is you're very high in the underground scene, but also you're trying to reach into the, like, I don't want to call it like upper level or whatever, but like the biggest bands in the scene, basically. I really always felt like kind of the king of the underground, just like about to reach. And that part is tricky because you need to almost, it's kind of like you need to give up everything and just like do
all the tours, but make no money still.
No promises. Even it's not like if they would be like, okay, listen, so you do that and then you're gonna get this. It's, I mean, they can tell you that stuff's gonna happen, but for you as a band, it's like, okay, but I feel like the usual question is, good, but for how long, dude? Like, it's at some point we need, like, where's the kind of the
needs to make
and
sense.
maybe I'm wrong with this. It's just the perspective that I have from the exterior in the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough because, you know, when we were doing those first tours, we didn't even get paid some shows. We were just happy to play. We were just forking out the money. And it was just like three of us, you know, because the other two guys were young. So we were paying out of pocket, and then you're just broke.
You pray you sell 2 T-shirts to pay for gas to the next city. If it's not a 12-hour drive with a day off, you know,
and everything goes well. That's the other like, you know, no, nothing breaks. You're good. You know,
because we'll have to get into that. That is a part of the story too. Things.
I mean,
yeah, for sure. But yeah, so it just got real tough. Money was an issue, and those guys, you know, wanted working jobs and stuff. So kind of mutually just departed, and I still really wanted to keep going. So I just started looking for band members, and that's kind of about where Resting Sonata started up. My buddy Jesse, who was on guitar on that, I was good friends with him before that. We played a ton of shows together, and just started talking to him like, yo, you want to jam? He's like, sure, man. So he came down, and finding Timmy was through MySpace. I just had an obsession with like checking out, like back in the day on MySpace, you could filter through, you know, cities, and you can see the top bands and stuff. And that was so sick. And that's how I found Timmy. His band was in Springfield, Ohio. And he was going back and forth 1 and 2 with this other band. I think it was his band in Crimson Armada, actually, when they first started up. So I was listening to those two dudes, and I'm like, man, I kind of want this sound for Rose Funeral. And I ended up messaging Timmy, and he was 17. He was young at the time. I didn't know. And
fuck.
Another young kid. Damn it. And he turned 18 pretty quick after that.
Well, you're fresh out of high school, I guess. At
he was. And he was stoked. He just like instantly said yeah. And so see who was that at the time for Wrestling Sonata? So far back memory. That's like the little blurry part of me. I think it was me, Timmy, Jesse. I think my buddy Dave was on bass. And then that's when I found Dusty, actually, because we played a lot in Nashville.
Okay.
I met Dusty in Nashville. And so he got on drums.
In other bands he was doing, or what was
the relationship he was in a band at the time, and every time we'd come through, we'd play with his band on the show. It was at the Muse in Nashville. I don't know if they have shows anymore. I don't think they do. But found him, and he reached out, and I'm like, dude, yeah, you're a sick drummer, man.
Dude,
like
phenomenal drummer.
If it's the dude I have in mind, he also was sick. I remember like seeing the pictures and stuff. Like, I don't know if it's the dude I have in mind, but I thought like that dude looks cool. So
yeah, and we had some drummers here and there. Actually, before Dusty, I think we had Andrew. He played with us for a little bit. He was really good. He was from Illinois. But Dusty became the main drummer for Wrestling Sonata.
I mean, Dusty's the kind of guy that you kind of just look at and you're like, that's like a band guy. Like this guy clearly wants to play music, and then you watch him play and you're like, yeah, okay, you know, this guy's good too, you know, because it's one thing to look the part, right? But that guy obviously wanted to be like a career musician, right? Yeah,
definitely. It was so fun jamming with him because he was a human metronome, and that just felt the best. I think that was like our peak, I would say, as Wrestling Sonata. You know, that was such a fun album to make, and we actually went to the studio to record that one, and down in Kentucky.
Where did you guys record that?
It was I think it was Dusty's buddy. We recorded in Glasgow, Kentucky, just like a small indie place. I don't know if it was Dusty's buddy or Andrew. I don't think Dusty, he didn't record. He did not record on Wrestling Sonata. It was Andrew. Dusty came after Andrew, but it was Andrew's buddy.
Yeah, he did Gates, right?
Dusty was on Gates, he definitely did. He was there the majority of when we were playing Wrestling Sonata. But Yeah, it was Andrew's friend. Sorry, a little foggy on that because
It's
is like
been a minute.
84 years ago. So long ago.
Yeah,
But
I'm in denial. My brain is trying to think that 2009 wasn't too long ago, but
Right.
I get humbled when I talk with people and they're like, "Yeah, I wasn't born." Because I work in a skate shop with like younger, obviously I see like younger kids and stuff, and they're like, "Oh no, I wasn't born for that." I'm like, "Okay, that's
Yeah. Oh man, now who do I talk to now about this? I mean, but yeah,
yeah,
So yeah, it was actually Andrew that was that recorded Resting Sonata, and then that's when we picked up Dusty because we were touring extensively, and that's when I found him. But yeah, that was so fun. Those days were so fun, and like Timmy, my God, he's like one of my best buddies, but it's just like he's like my kid. Like you have to watch him. Like he just will wander off. And he has brought the funniest stories to this band because of him. Like, oh my God. What was that whole thing going on with like bands leaving people at gas stations and stuff?
Sure.
You remember that a while back? That meme? We literally did that all the time. We didn't leave him there. He just like would sneak out the back of the van after everybody was in there for an hour eating, going to the bathroom. We'd all come back. Our doors would shut, his would open in the back, and off Timmy would go. No one would know. And this happened like 30 times. Just like old Timmy. He'd come back like, what I do? I don't know, Timmy. Just like go with the band next time. He just God, he was like
his own
such
world.
a young whippersnapper. But yeah, oh man. But
People really took a liking to Timmy as well.
Yeah.
There's you always kind of saw the comments of, after he left, there was a lot of, Timmy's back, or we want Timmy, or I think he kind of became kind of the face of the band for a minute. And people really took a liking to his vocals too. I mean, he's a great vocalist as well, right? But he seemed like a charismatic guy on top of it, right?
Yeah. He's such a fun character. I got some fun stories when we start getting into the later years and stuff we're doing today. But he's just his vocals, man. I fell in love with his vocals on MySpace, man. When I heard his band, I was like, dude, I think this is gonna work because like the sound I started envisioning like it was just perfect with him on it.
Just a quick second to talk about the sponsor of today's episode. You guys already know it's Indie Merch Store. Massive shout out to them for always sponsoring the show. Today we have two things to talk to you guys about. First up, we've got Arcspire. They just wrapped up a highly successful headlining tour, but if you missed out on their insanely cool merch spread, fear not. Indie Merch Store has you covered. You can snag tour returns today, along with fully restocked merch from their latest album, Too Fast to Die. The signed CDs are already sold out, but you can still snag signed cassettes and license plates, plus tons more in terms of limited designs. The band also has some incredible vinyl variants, so check everything out at indiemerchstore.com. Everything is in stock and shipping right now. Also, we have Aborted. Aborted is heading into the summer with a crucial new merch drop. Pick up a brand new tees, soccer jerseys, bags, shorts, and much more. You can secure yours at indiemerchstore.com today. As always, you guys can use code BRUTALITY at checkout for 10% off of your entire order. Again, that's code BRUTALITY at checkout for 10% off your entire order. Again, a massive shout out to Indie Merch Store for always supporting the show. And now, back to the episode. What was kind of the original inspo and kind of as we're getting into Resting Sonata, like what were you kind of envisioning as a style for the band? Because I remember you guys calling yourselves death metal, despite being the most deathcore ass fucking band to exist.
Yeah, just like like the chugginess of Suffocation. I love that, so I really wanted to incorporate that. And I love Black Dahlia. The riffs were you just know it's them by their riffs. And so when we did our riffs, I wanted everybody to know that's a Rose Funeral riff. So they were big inspirations. Who else did we like? I know Jesse brought a lot of his inspiration, but Jesse's music, man, he listened to some goofy stuff. Like, some, like
define goofy.
I guess they're not goofy, but how do you say it? Go Bordello or go? I can't. I think it's just like
it sounds goofy. I don't know.
Wacky
what it is,
music, but
okay, clown music.
It's like talented, but he was he loved that stuff. When he'd drive, he put it on. Everybody were like, Jesse, come on now, what the fuck? But yeah, so I really liked. I'm trying to think. It was inspired by at the time. Dead to Fall.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, their first album, was that Everything I Touch Falls to Pieces. Super influenced by that. I like that. Yeah, I don't know, because our writing process was so weird. We weren't like verse chorus as you heard on the album. It's just kind of all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So
were you guys writing in a room? Or like how were you guys writing to begin with?
Yeah, we were in it was at Jesse's house. We were just set up in his living room, and we would just write in there. I would write riffs at home, bring them to practice, and I'd stay there for like about 2 weeks, and we would just come up with stuff. And
I can only imagine since you can do pretty much everything, I'm guessing, but truly, like you can have an input on it must have been kind of cool also to have that perspective, because in a lot of bands it's just like, I'm playing guitar, no clue what you're doing. That kind of sounded cool, but in your case it's like exactly what it is. So I'm guessing it's cool to have that sort of perspective.
When I was at home, I would program some drums.
You could demo shit out, which again, dude, was not a thing.
Yeah, right.
Not a thing. Demoing songs really back then, right? The best you got was maybe someone throwing a mic in the middle of a jam sesh, right? Yeah. That would be your demo type of recording, right?
Yeah. So I would come up with ideas and burn it on a CD, and then show up and be like, check this out, and then we would work off of that, and that's kind of how we wrote that album. And so we toured non-stop off that album.
2009, I was looking at like the touring as fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
That was like, we're doing this. Fortunately, everybody was cool. And it was non-stop. I did have, a couple member changes. Like we got Ryan Neff from Miss May I. He was in it for a bit. But he was right there by Timmy in Springfield, so that was pretty easy. And it started getting a little harder once I had to replace some people, because I had some guys coming in from all over across the states and stuff. And then I had Devin. He was playing guitar for us. He's in a case of strain. Yeah. So that was fun. It was always a fun time with Devin. It's just like nonstop jokes with that guy. He would pull some epic pranks on people.
What are we talking here? What kind of pranks are we?
Oh God,
he's such jackass and stuff like that. We need to know, man.
Gosh, just like hiding in the back of people's trailers. He'd just get in, and he would just be in there, Sasquatching it in the back and open it up, and he'd scare the shit out of people.
Big dude, I guess.
Big boy, right? Yeah. He'd scream, scare them, and it was just never a dull moment with him. It was funny. Just his sense of humor is just awesome.
It's stupid, but you need that though. Like,
that's
coming from somebody who didn't tour, but I can only imagine you need to be able to laugh and have these people.
Yeah. So, but then once that settled down, like I said, everybody was kind of like, need to work, not making money. And that was probably the most fun, that album, and just touring nonstop, man. But yeah.
Can we kind of talk about some of these tours? Because I've got some tour lineups here, and there's like some pretty cool stuff. You guys, I think, were, in my mind, doing a lot of tours with a lot of the cooler kind of Myspace era deathcore bands, the Salt the Wounds, and Hell Followed With, the Burning the Masses, those sorts of bands. Like what was like touring with some of those bands like that kind of
that
kind of era of deathcore? Like was it Was it cool touring with other bands like that? Like I assume there was a bit of a us versus the world. Like deathcore wasn't really like accepted all that much, really.
Yeah.
Like in maybe '09 is like '09 is probably a bit better, but like still, right? And you guys were touring with some of these bands even prior, you know, Knights of the Abyss and stuff like that. Like
Knights. Those guys are awesome. Yeah, those tours, it's just everybody instantly connected because you know you're still young. You got a little more touring under your belt. You're still new at it. Everybody's kind of new at it, and everybody just worked together, and it was so fun, man. Everybody just became friends. To the point, I think we toured with a lot of the bands multiple times. We went out with Salt the Wound, I think 3 times, maybe 2 or 3 times. Years Spent Cold. We were out with those guys a lot, and that was so fun. I miss those guys. I know they're doing stuff now too, which is sweet.
Yeah.
I just commented on Frank's post about, hey, Years Spent Cold, Rose Funeral, let's do it. But yeah, and it's just
super respected too. Just want to say, like that's a band that's like sometimes there's like those bands that everybody just agrees. Everybody's just like, yeah, that's a sick ass band.
Yeah, that band has aura. I don't know what it is about them, but I don't know, man. It was kind of like short-lived ish. You know, it's not like they were like a powerhouse touring band or whatever. But people who know, they know. You know,
oh, absolutely,
it was so fucking good.
Yeah, and so fun touring with those guys, and it was just like cool because, you know, if something happened and one of the bands needed help, just everybody had everybody's back in the day, and it was just so awesome. Yeah, it's like back when flip phones were just starting. So yeah, man, yeah, that was fun. Who else did we tour with a lot?
There's this particular tour that I'm curious because it's a Cryptopsy headliner.
Yeah, they
pretty much exclusively deathcore bands on the lineup, and they were kind of at that point in their career where it was kind of like a weird. People were calling them deathcore all of a sudden, even though, you know, not really.
Was that the Abigail Williams one? I can't remember. I don't know if you see who's on that.
I have it here is with Knights and Salt the Wound.
Okay, yeah. So Cryptopsy, they couldn't play that. I can't remember why. They had to drop off that tour, so it was just us 3.
Okay,
and
so it just became insane. An actual deathcore tour.
Yeah, and it was still great. The tour was still awesome. Yeah, that was fun. Touring with Knights, that was cool because I remember finding them on Myspace. I was like, whoa, these guys are sick, man, and ended up touring with them, and it was awesome. I think that's where the whole, I don't know if you guys see this joke a lot, but the whole dad thing, like you're my dad, that started back then. Ben, the drummer from Knights, would always call people his dad, or like it was just like so goofy, and it just like branched off and spread everywhere from that. Like, oh, this is so goofy, but that was fun. That was fun. Yeah.
There is the tour though with Abigail Williams, which is kind of a cool one through you guys in Breathing Process as well. And I think that particular, to look at that lineup now, and this is maybe something we can get into just in relation to Rose Funeral in general too. Like those 3 bands playing together, it's like such a, like what we consider the cool thing now is like the symphonic, like deathcore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But those types of bands, like specifically like you guys, Abigail Williams, like Breathing Process, it wasn't like orchestral. It was more just like a dark, like sound. An evil vibe. It was more like the style of riff more than the actual synths or whatever the fuck on top of it, right? But that was such a cool precursor to what's happening now. I feel like that doesn't get talked about as much. I feel like,
and I'm going to touch on that later too about a little project. But but that tour just like worked really well. And funny story, I think it was in Phoenix, Ken, singer of Abigail, I think he was super sick, and he's like, Timmy, you must sing for me. And Timmy's like, I don't know the words. And he's like, you be fine, dude, just do it. And Timmy did it, and he crushed it. People loved it, and I wish I could find videos on it because he sounded so sick. And it didn't even matter that you couldn't understand what he was saying, because you can't understand that shit anyway. But he sounded so good, and yeah, that was awesome. Fortunately, he only had to do it one night, and Ken felt better the next day. But that was cool. He just told, dude, you have to
show
sing
his character as well. Oh, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Okay, let's just try something.
And that's like Timmy. You know, he loves doing high screams, so it's like that was right up his alley. Just
That's it. It's like
all
that.
highs. Yeah. So, at work, that was cool.
The double duty is something though, or it's one thing to say you'll cover somebody else's set, but pulling the two sets off and a headliner no less. This is another piece of work.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. Timmy, he used to be pretty seasoned at it. I don't think he ever really screwed up his voice. Getting older now, he'll need a little break. When we're recording, he's like, I need a little bit of a break, but he still got it, man. I think he's got it better. But yeah, we'll touch on that later too. So.
Oh yeah. What else can you tell us about like Wrestling Sonata? Like maybe like going into that record, like we just talked about like influences and stuff, but then you know, there's Timmy, you're like listening to his other band and you're like, that'd be like the perfect fit. Like, were you guys going for anything a little bit different with Wrestling Sonata, or was it just kind of just continuing what you guys were doing? Because also there's like a bunch of member changes in the fold too. Like that must be like a weird thing to navigate. Like you've got a new lineup and you're like, let's keep the sound, let's not be a different band, but let's make something new. Yeah. There was hype too. I'm assuming the second, like, you know, I'm assuming Wrestling Sonata was an awaited album to a certain extent, right?
Yeah. I think when I was looking for a singer at the time, I just really wanted some really good highs, like high vocals. I mean, I definitely wanted some good lows and stuff, but I like, you know, I'm a big fan of Cradle of Filth, and you know, I love his vocals. It's not for everybody, and Timmy he doesn't do it on the albums, but he can do that stuff. Yeah. And I just fell in love with that, and you know, it just ended up working. I guess I couldn't change my style of writing. I guess at that time I was just like, that was my style, and Timmy, he just meshed with it like perfectly.
Kind of a natural thing almost for you.
Yeah, it definitely was very natural. And it just worked out. He did leave for a little bit because he ended up getting a job. It kind of took him away for a little bit, and I had to do duties of vocals, and I was actually in Canada.
I saw you on that tour.
I think that might have been us in Ion Dissonance, I think. And I was doing vocals at the time on Wrestling Sonata, and it was super fun, and I really like doing vocals, but I would do them at home and record on my own projects and stuff. But Timmy, man, he just fit. He was like, that sound just sounded so good.
Was the studio a fun experience? Like not recording yourself for the first time, I'm assuming, for the band?
It was super fun. It was like crazy organized, because when I do it, it's kind of all over the place. Super organized, you know, we do this, we do that all in a row, mark it off on the chart. That was fun. That was like our actual taste of an actual studio, and we had fun, and you know, we lit a lot of fireworks, a lot of firecrackers on sleeping people. We shouldn't have did that. Poor Dave. Like, we messed with him so much. Our bass player at the time, Dave. But no, it was so fun. We're like, oh man, this is like, it's getting serious now. We're in a studio, even though it was, you know, a smaller studio, but still it was professional. And,
but I feel like it holds up really well. Like it's like that cool in between where it's hard, man, with this style of music to have like a still kind of not rough around the edges, but just a bit of a more raw sounding, like aggressive kind of sound, but also not have it sound like dog shit, you know? And I feel like Wrestling Sonata was like a cool kind of middle ground of like, okay, this sounds cool, but it's not like polished to the nth degree, right?
Man.
It's a cool album to go back to even today.
And, you know, that's kind of like what I wanted to touch on is I think that's why a lot of bands in the MySpace days, you know, you fell in love with not just the band, but how the recordings sounded. It all sounded different. Everybody sounded different, and it was unique, and you could tell it was that band. And you know, that's what I loved. this band sounded like this band sounded like that. It was all different. Personality. Yes. And that is what I miss today. Everybody. Yeah. I'm not knocking the musicians, people are great, but it just all sounds the same and it drives me insane. Everybody can record now. Everybody can record and they use the same thing. It's like, oh my God. It just like, it doesn't sound like.
Isn't that
a
ironic?
Weekly guest, by the way. Now you're coming back.
Yeah, you're grandfathered into the show because we could not agree more. But isn't it ironic that like, for Crucify Kill Rot, you're like scouring for like the one fucking snare sound that you're able to find that fits at all, on your music, and you find it and you use it and it turns out to be like uniquely you guys and uniquely that record, right? But you had like zero resources, and now we have all of the resources in the world, the best recording studios and the best people putting out all of the fucking possible samples in the world, and everything can be done digital as well, fake sounds, analog sounds, you name it. Yet we're stuck having this discussion where everyone seems to be using the same, invasion drums and the same, the Gojira guitar tone on all their fucking mixes. Man, here we are. Like, it's wild, right? Like I don't get it.
And it's like I miss those days when you stumbled upon a band and like their sound, it just blew you away. Like, this is new. This is fresh. Like, whoa, this is so sick. And I just miss that. I don't get that a lot nowadays. It just
it's like, oh, that's deathcore, cool. Like back in the days, it was. I feel, and not to cut you off again, but I feel like it was. We were almost wondering what it is. Even like the first time I heard Commencement's Collapse by Veil of Maya, I remember thinking, I don't understand what it is, but it's awesome. I don't know what that is, but it's sick. Like it wasn't Suicide Silence. It wasn't something like, it was just different. And there was a lot of that. Immure, all those bands, like it was sort of, in my mind, if you cannot really put something on it, it's great. It's good. Like as opposed to now, it feels like almost the opposite. People want to be in the label of deathcore because that's cool. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, if your goal is to be another deathcore band, that's what you're going to be basically. It's
just like, kind of like I was saying before, like when you heard that band, you knew it was that band by the sound of the recording and the riffs and stuff. And I don't really hear that nowadays. It's like, I don't even hear riffs anymore. I don't think there are riffs anymore.
That's another thing, but
riffs are like, just, where'd they go? Or they're so just overproduced in the mix, man. It just drives me nuts. And not knocking anybody's talent.
Sorry, I was about to ask, like, do you think, especially asking you, I think you're the perfect person to ask that. Back during the MySpace days, I feel like people would experiment more, just putting like weird mix, just a demo. It felt maybe more natural and fun. I feel like now it's like you need to be a product right away. It's like, oh, I'm releasing you need the lyric video with this and this. It feels more, back in the days, it was just like, it was friends just being like, what is this? Let's do that, dude. Let's just, to me, it felt more maybe fun and experimental. Would you agree to that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anytime, we were recording, man, it was just awesome. Trying things and cause you didn't want to sound like somebody else. You wanted to sound like you and that's what we had to, our Crucify and Resting Sonata, we didn't have a budget. We did with what we did. And, I'm glad people liked it, but, it might not be the heaviest, but it's still us. And, that was our sound. And, I miss that. And, I'll get into it more once we start talking past Gates of Punishment of what's going on. But
do you think there's something to maybe just the I don't know, I always kind of attribute it to a bit of the naivety of, you know, if you're like 16-year-olds making music, right? Which it doesn't fully excuse it, because there are 16-year-olds today that, to Yan's point, are like, they've got a business plan before they've even, you know, written a riff, right? So there is that. But I think it was kind of like, to me, it felt like it was that plus the restrictions, right? Like the lack of resources, like quite literally, right? You had to just, we keep saying this, like the self-recording wasn't like, there was no like process, like so by default, anyone who's getting a guitar sound into a computer, they were de facto not going to sound like someone else trying to do the same thing, right? And I feel I feel like that kind of like forced people almost into just sounding at the very least different than sonically than other people, even if they were trying to do the same riffs, right? Like I feel like there's at least a part of that was a constraint that kind of forced uniqueness. But yeah, I don't know.
Just like recording, you know, back then, the studio engineers, they had their way. Like they had their sound, and, you know, you could say like, hey, I kind of want to go for this. They would try, but they had their sound, and it didn't sound like the next studio, and it didn't sound like the studio after that, you know, and that's, they
weren't like a deathcore recording studio specifically.
Right. And
added something to it. It was sort of, you know, like, because you're bringing a good point, you know, some bands would specifically go to a place to switch things up. Sometimes they would try like a producer maybe that didn't even do deathcore. Like it was something, let's just work with these guys just to see what happens. So that's how we got some. Now it feels like you have to do this and this. Back in the days, it was just, let's try something and see what's going on. So there was more of a surprise, I think. When you would wait for an album, it was like, who knows what's going to happen. Earlier I said Imure. I don't even think they made two albums even to be similar. It was always like completely, you know, something else, while keeping their sound, to your point. But I think that's because they were trying things, just switching things up. Didn't care for 1 second of what they were supposed to be or how the scene sounds. It was just like, this is us, we're trying this, and that's it. Kind of almost unapologetic. Didn't trust myself for that word, but I think I said it right. So to me, the comparison I make a lot, which maybe is far-fetched, but sometimes having too many choices, you end up watching this. It's like having Netflix, but you always watch The Office type thing. You have all the shit, which is me, by the way. But you do, that's kind of, it's me, but I'm not a good example of that. But I just mean sometimes having all the choices in the world, or even we see it in movies as well. How many big movies, the first one didn't have as much budget, yet it's the best one by far, or the first season, sometimes before they knew it would be big, it's by far the best, and once they have all the resources, they have all the best, everybody's like, oh my god, and you watch that and you're like, who did that? Like, what is, like, who chose this? Like, what are you? So I'm just making that comparison because I think it's beyond music. It's just one of those things where sometimes having everything, you end up just not even exploring. To Dom's point, when you said like the limitations and stuff, as weird as it sounds, I think it's a good thing sometimes to be limited.
1000%, yeah.
I miss renting movies, by the way. I say that every episode. I miss renting movies.
So you kind of alluded to maybe something on the similar topic when it comes to Gates of Punishment, where we're assuming you kind of lived the flip side when it came to Gates of Punishment, starting to have some budget. You guys signed a Metal Blade for it, right?
Yeah,
crazy.
We got picked up by Metal Blade. That was kind of cool. We had a few offers on the table, and we went with them. It's like, hey, Metal Blade, heck yeah, let's go with Metal Blade. But so that, when we wrote that, obviously it doesn't sound like really anything we've done before. That's because we kind of hit a point where we picked up a new booking agent, and we just went out with straight death metal bands. And don't get me wrong, it was super fun because you're going out with, we went out with Nile, Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Huge.
We're going out Vader. Yeah, it was just like,
it's a different band now, but 2012 Flesh God.
yeah. Yeah, we got to go out with those guys.
That shit was dope, dude.
Oh yeah. But we're torn with Origin, Decrepit Birth, Vital Remains, and that's just kind of like what we ended up on, and that's kind of where things, I wouldn't say went wrong, but I started kind of like losing the sight of what we should sound like, because we didn't stop touring with these bands, and it was cool, but we're like, hey, all these bands are getting huge now in the deathcore scene. I want to be on those tour, with those guys, and we're still going out with like, super old school death metal bands, and their fans hated us, like like the elitist of elite. They hated us. It's like a deathcore band on this death metal show, dude. Get off the show. And God, that was depressing, because it's just like, hey, we get a sick tour. You're playing packed shows. Yeah, they don't want to see you.
The biggest rooms you're playing with the biggest crowds, but they fucking hate your guts.
Yeah, man. Like, as soon as they hear a breakdown, they don't want it, man. They don't want it. It's like, come on now. That was tough. So, that's basically, I got stuck in super death metal mode, and I'm like, you know what? If this is how it's going to be, let's just write a faster, I guess more pissed off death metal album with a touch of breakdowns, and that's how I picked up Kevin. He's still in the band today, but we just started writing like very death metal stuff. And that's how, we wrote Gates. And that's when Dusty left. I think he was touring with Make Me Famous at the time.
Which blew the fuck up. Like,
I know, yeah, they blew up
crazy.
They blew up, and it's good for him, so that was cool. But yeah, it's just like we lost. I want to say we lost a deathcore touch. It just I don't know. I love Gates. I love death metal. But yeah, just like,
if it's any reassurance, it's my favorite record of y'all's.
Yeah, thank you.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's still super deathcore as well. Like,
yeah,
right? It's just different, right? It's it's like way fucking faster, and arguably, it's got the heaviest breakdowns on that record too. Like, there isn't a single tritone or whatever, like the inverted, the 1-0 breakdowns. It's like, that's all it is, like slowed down, which also even just that is like different than the two previous records, like slowing down breakdowns as opposed to the more faster paced kind of chuggy-ish breakdowns that you guys were used to. But I love that shit, because I don't know. And I don't listen to a shit ton of death metal, but I always gravitated more towards the more death metal-y deathcore bands. I don't know. I like the speed.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not ashamed of it. I love that album. That was fun. I stepped out of the box a little bit, bringing Kevin in, new guitar player. He was adding to it. A lot more intricate stuff. I mean, you can definitely hear, some old school Rose Funeral in it, but it was definitely, we didn't stop touring with these death metal bands. So it's like, hey, we got to join them, like, if this is how it's going to be like this. So yeah, we wrote that album.
Was there any part of it that was, I feel like you often kind of hear the kind of scenario where just by virtue of like touring with bands, like specific bands, it also kind of brushes off on you, kind of thing. Like, oh, that, you know, like seeing a band every night and you're just like surrounded by death metal bands, like kind of like appreciating like the riffs and the whatever the style is, and that kind of like rubbing off onto your songwriting perhaps too. Oh yeah, absolutely. I was heavily inspired by a band called Hour of Penance. We're talking Flesh God. The Italians. They know what's up. That was like big inspiration. I was like, dude, fast, pissed off death metal. So I was kind of writing stuff like that, just like chromatic scale stuff, and a couple old school riffs here and there, and just made it fast. I was just, I don't know who else I was listening to at the time when I wrote that, but I was always inspired by Decapitated. That is like the old school Decapitated, my favorite. That's my favorite. So definitely inspired by that. We talk about riffs. They are the riff gods. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's be real. I mean, they wouldn't call it breakdowns, but they have like Spears of Madness, but, I was heavily inspired by those guys too. Writing,
Gates of Punishment.
Where'd you guys record that?
We did that in Cincinnati, at my buddy Joe's studio. It was in a church actually, but
Okay.
yeah, he had a serious setup in there, and Dave, he was playing bass for us on Wrestling Sonata. He helped record that, and we did
was
some.
it his church? Like he bought a church and had a recording studio in it, or he was
Yeah,
using part of it? Like what was the deal here?
Yeah, it was my buddy Joe's. I guess he bought it, turned it into a little studio. But we recorded some of it at Dave's house. Sorry, my dog's like, pet me, please. Yeah.
Is this the same church as the music video, the Under a Godless Sky?
No, that we.
You
Yeah,
guys
no.
love churches despite.
And we've been kicked out of so many. Like we've been kicked out of so many. Yeah. No, we recorded some at Dave's house, and then Joe was like, you can polish it here at the studio, and we finished up there, and that's how I got Steve from Morbid Angel to sing on one of the songs, because him and Joe were real good friends. Steve lived in Cincinnati. He would always come in the shop that I taught at. He was selling one of his gnarly basses there, and he came in the studio one day, and I was like, well, looks like you're going to be on one of the songs, buddy. He's like, hell yeah, dude. Went in there and just knocked it out. I was like, you just sing this, sing this, sing this. And he, one take, knocked it out. I was like, dude, yes.
That's so sick. Dude. How was that experience for you? Like that must kind of been like, wait, what's even going on?
Yeah. I mean, he's such a cool dude. He's so chill. It's easy to talk to. And just like, he was all about it. Just asking him to do it. I was like, you want a verse, man? And he's like, yeah, dude.
Do you want to do the breakdown?
Yeah. Just went in, I gave him the lyrics, and I just kind of mouthed how to sing it, and he just knocked it out. I was like, dude, I got an icon on this album. So it was really cool. Yeah, that was fun.
So you guys tour. You guys kind of slowed down a little bit on the touring around that time too, though, right?
Yeah, because again, it's just like we weren't getting put on anything with deathcore bands. It was just like, it was death metal, and it just kind of started burning me out. And then I had to kind of make a choice. Do I keep doing this? I need to make money. So, I started settling down there, working. I bought my first house. I wouldn't have been able to do that, touring. So that was like big for me. And that's I met Rebecca, my wife, and so life just hit. And we were always together. We would play random shows and stuff, but so I think, what was the tour that we did? I didn't do one of the tours that when we started coming back, because I think I was working at the time, but then I went on another one. And then I started kind of getting the fire under me. But here's a little thing. We actually had a full album done right after Gates. Yeah. But it didn't feel like us. It didn't feel like us, man. So I know. And we were teasing
messages after that. I'm just going
to, yeah, I know, fellas.
Well, okay, so explain. What do you mean by doesn't sound like you guys? Because arguably, that's kind of the opinion you had of Gates, also, right? Was it just more of that, or was it like even?
Yeah, it was more that. It just like super death metal, and I loved it, but it's just like when you take a step back, I'm just like, man, I'm just losing that touch, that sound, man, and so I just kind of backburnered, like, stuck it on the back burner. And I do have those songs. I just maybe I'll release them one day. I don't know. But I did vocals on them and everything. And
do you talk about, like, when you say these things, are you saying these things in retrospect or just like now, or is that just how you felt back then? And like, do you still feel the same way about it? Like, do you regret in some form not putting it out, or like, what's your relationship with the album now?
I just, I like it. I do like the music. It ended up pretty cool. I'll send you guys a track so you can check it out. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm really curious right now.
Yeah. It's heavy, but it's just like, I don't know if you were to put it up against CKR, Wrestling Sonata, but this is not the same band. And I just went that route with Kevin, and I just took a step back and like, man, I don't know. I don't know. Cause like we put out teasers like throughout the years. I know people were getting so mad at us because we're like album coming this time.
They're still mad at you, by the way.
I know.
That's still the comments you get.
They just wake up and choose to be mad at us. Like post a stupid comment. But yeah, it's just like, oh man. Yeah. I took a step back and I was like, this is just not, it's us, but it's not us. And
did you maybe think like, was there a part of you just like, oh, maybe if we, revisit those songs and try, or was that like so far that you're like, I don't know, they're made that way. It's just,
I did a couple songs I kind of dissected for the new album. But yeah, it's just, like I said, I'll send you guys one and you can check it out. And you're like, that doesn't sound like you, man. That doesn't sound like you. Maybe you think it will, but I don't. And yeah, we were putting out teasers. It will be
Dumb's favorite album.
Probably. I don't know. But come on, light up here. But yeah, so.
It's respectable though, by the way, not to cut you off, Dom, but like, I think I just wanted to say that it's respectable because again, like I think we had this discussion a while back, but it would have been easy just to be, let's just release it.
The reality is most bands would have put it out. Like no matter what. Most bands, they don't have an extra song. They don't have an extra riff. It's like everything that's been created goes out into the world. So absolutely. Like to be able to.
It just shows that you care about like what the band is and even the fans. Like the irony is that people are complaining and they're like, oh my God, it's because you care about the fans and the experience that you didn't release it, or if it wasn't for that, it would have been 1,000% more like just easier just to be like, there it is, think what you want. And
I didn't want to release it. I just didn't. I liked it. I loved it. It just like it doesn't feel right. And so scrapped it. And then I was like, you know what? I want Timmy back. So, and once I made a song, which was Grave Witch, I wrote that and I told him, hey, this is going to be me and your project. You want to sing on this? He's like, yeah. And he recorded on it. I was like, well, guess what, man? It's a Rose funeral song.
Got him.
Yeah. And he was like, I mean, hey, I'm still down. Like, let's go. He was older. He was ready to go. He was working for himself. And I was like, dude, perfect time, man. And, Grave Witch, I had done Grave Witch before Father Death.
Yeah, because it's the second one you guys put out, right?
Yeah. So Grave Witch was kind of the tail end of that album I scrapped. Just, more death metal, not a lot of melody, just, pissed off music. And so that's kind of, Grave Witch was a part of that album. I kind of chopped up and turned it into that song. And then we wrote Father Death. But now with the new album, I can say 10 songs are done. I want 12. And Kevin's going to be coming up soon and we're going to finish those because the two he's been working on, I'm just going to add some things in there and we could put it out now. It's like 10 songs is good, but I want 12. I owe it to everybody. But for this new album, I was like, you know what? Reaching into the roots, man. And just the old fans, they're going to love it. People that loved Gates, I got some Gates on there, but this is how I want it to sound. And it sounds great. I love it. And it just like got me so inspired again, writing this album. And I don't know if it's like goofy to say, but I listened to it and I'm like, man, I cannot wait to get this out. Cause we're finishing up the pre-po. Like I said, Kevin's got to come up, just do these 2 last songs and then we're going to fully record it and it's going to be good. And, we're going to be shooting a video, a really seriously sick video. Me and Timmy are going to be directing. And I guess I can tell you the name of the song. I'll put it out there. So yeah, this song that we're gonna be shooting a video for that I think it might be the single. The guys in the band are like, I don't know, it might be this other song might be. I'm like, nah, dude. It's called Drag Her to Hell. And this album, Timmy did such a phenomenal job on the lyrics. It's not like brutal death kill, old school us. It's everything. It has a meaning. The album is themed. It has the riffs that you know it's a Rose Funeral riff. You hear it, the riffs over the breakdowns, that dark sound. It is all falling into place, and it's not going to be overproduced. You can hear everything.
Thank God.
Yeah. You'll be able to hear everything. We're trying to keep, I don't want to say it's going to be raw, but yes, it is just, it's sounding so sick. And, Timmy is just knocking it out of the park with the lyrics. How we're connecting the songs. It's so sick. It's all demonic, love stories, but in like just a badass way, man. So
Sounds pretty on brand.
yeah, it's still us, but it's just crazy. Timmy will call me like, dude, what do you think about this? I'm like, yes, dude, because I don't think really anybody's singing like or putting lyrics together like how you are, man. It's just awesome how he's connecting the dots. All these songs, they flow and they just bounce off each other. And Father Death and Grave Witch actually intertwined too. If you read the lyrics, it's just big mishmash of demons and goofy shit. But
I mean, people are there for it.
yeah. I'm stoked, man. I want to record this really soon.
What's the relationship been with, like, there's like a 10-year gap between where you guys ended off and now writing music again? Like how has that been for you, just writing music again in general? Is the approach any different? You say you're like inspired now, I'm assuming, because you're excited about the material and stuff, but like what's different? What would you kind of like attribute to being different this time around than when you were writing in 2013 per se?
It's just, I think when we, did a little bit more touring, that really inspired me. We went out with Oceano and, that was just like, that just sparked it, just ignite. Like it was awesome. But I had been writing, the new album prior to that. I think just getting Timmy back on board, he was throwing ideas my way and, things just started clicking again, man. I don't know. I don't know what turned. I think I was just in the car. Listen, my buddy asked me if he could use one of the Resting Sonata songs for a film he was making. I was like, yeah, sure. So then I just went back and listened to the Resting Sonata. I was like, man, I forgot these songs. And I'm like, I kind of want to start jamming like that again, but notch it up, take it a step further and make it more, what'd you call it? Mature, like everybody says, mature. I don't know. Yeah. So just channeled the inner Rose Funeral. And, man, I am so stoked on this album. I think a lot of people will dig it. And, the people that like Gates, I think they'll still dig it because it's still fast and it's, it's still death metal, but it's way more melodic. I can't escape pretty stuff. I love pretty stuff like ambience, got some ambience going on in the album. Brought back a lot of those undertone samples, the monks.
Oh yeah.
I brought that back. The church bells, all the gnarly stuff. I guess I'll give a little teaser too. I actually had Timmy's daughter. I think she's maybe 4 or 5. I'm not too sure, but I was like, dude, I want a creepy kid singing before the song starts.
Hey, you got a creepy kid. bring her in.
And she's adorable, but she just gets it. And I was like, I'm gonna send you the melody, have her listen to it, hum it, and we're gonna use it. And the next day she hummed it, and I was like, oh my God, this is perfect, because the song is about, a possessed child. So it just worked, and just how we're tying this all together. It's just so fun. And, just got me inspired going from one song to the next song, just really knocking it out of the park. But yeah, man, I can't wait for you guys to hear it because.
I wanted to ask you also, how do you feel about the fact that there's a brand new generation now with the revival and all those kids, like they're 17 and they're tripping. I can only imagine the amount of messages maybe you even got about Rose. Oh, this is so sick from kids. Like, how do you feel about that you're seen as the OG?
Yeah, it is cool. I see a lot of the posts about MySpace revival bands, and it's cool. And I think we're gonna grab a lot more with this new album. Yeah, I'm ready to put it out because it's definitely my favorite thing we have ever done. I guess every person says that when they write a new album, but I listened to it.
You didn't say that about the last one you didn't put out, so there is that.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah. But I'll just get in the car and take a drive, and I'll listen to all the tracks that we've done so far. I'm like, man, yes, I can't wait for people to hear this. Timmy's got to record some vocals. Like I said, we're doing pre-pro right now. We're tracking it. I'm doing it all. And then we're going to kind of re-track it, like smooth everything out and get his vocals off and then send it out to be mixed and mastered. But it is just sounding awesome. And I think you guys will dig it because you're like, that's Rose Funeral. That is the Rose Funeral that I wanted to hear. So
give me the breakdowns.
Yes. These are by far the heaviest breakdowns I think we have put in. Just tastefully done, not just there, not just like end of riff, dude, breakdown, dude. Like tastefully done, intertwined with everything. Everything flows.
What you said earlier also, it's such a cool thing when there's a breakdown, but also there's the riff with the breakdown. So like you hear like the groove and everything, but you've got the evil riff at the same time. That's so sick. And then obviously, if you want to make me happy, you remove the evil riff and just
right. And that's exactly what we do.
I think it's a cool time for you guys to put out a record because kind of what we were saying earlier too, like to Yan's point, like there's like a revival, there's like a new interest and a new wave of people really gravitating towards like the MySpace-ish sound, which you guys know and get, but also I think you guys simultaneously kind of fit with the crowd that's kind of into the more black metal, blackened, symphonic kind of deathcore stuff. I feel like there's like a very few bands that have the opportunity to be like that in between, where you guys can kind of play at both sides for what's currently working right now. And that's not like a by design. That's just, that's how you guys have sounded. But it just happens that there's like those two sides are like really popping right now, so it's kind of cool. Specifically, like you guys are gearing up to put this out like now. Yeah, as opposed to, I'll just say, like as opposed to like 6 years ago, let's say, where both of those styles were not cool.
Yeah.
Like
right.
I feel like it would do way better in 2026 than like in 2018 when no one gave a shit about neither MySpace or symphonic stuff.
Right.
That's core period.
Yeah, man. And I'm doing like some nods to the old albums. I already gave it away on Facebook, but we are doing a Dawning the Resurrection verse 3.
Ah, hell yeah.
And that is the heaviest song on the new album. 100% the heaviest song. Daryl, our guitar player, is like, can we like do another one like that? Like, I mean, Daryl, we got some heavy stuff. He's like, but and it is, that one hits, man. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to show that to everybody because like, that's Dawning for sure. And I did put the old piano in there, the iconic Dawning piano riff, and it just hits home, man. It's weird, like my own music gives me chills when I listen to that. I'm like, ooh, with the storm behind the piano, and that's just super cool.
It's almost like the new version of yourself reconnecting with the old version of yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's what helped me, and the guys do this album. Just like started just that fire, just got super inspired. And yeah, man, just like writing that one that I scrapped. It was fun. It was cool, but it was just like depressing because I'm like, damn it, I don't want to go this route again. I just, I want to reconnect and You know, like I said, the Resting Sonata, I loved Crucify, but the Resting Sonata, that was just like, those days were like the best days of my life touring. And just that music, you know, that really connected with me. And I'm glad, you know, I can put that into this new album. And but I got old stuff in there, like I touching on Crucify, you know, I brought some of that stuff back, and definitely brought some stuff back from Gates of Punishment. But
A lot of bands, it's like unfortunate for a lot of cases, bands will come out with new music after not being a band for 10, 15, sometimes 20 years, you know?
yeah,
And then and they just don't sound like themselves. There is no nod to the old music. There is no reference or Easter egg. It's all just, well, we grew as musicians and we like new other stuff now, and you know, we're making music again under this name, but you know,
yeah,
don't expect anything like we did before, you know? So everything I'm hearing now, you know, even just from saying you got the old piano and you've got, you know, the sampling and stuff, like all that stuff to me is like super cool, because I think it is, for some weird reason, a rare thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like I love that sort of thing, like callbacks to old albums, or, you know, themes that come back, or just any sort of thing that you can kind of take from before. I think it's just such fun fan service. I don't think bands do enough fan service. And what you're saying, what you're describing right now feels like it's fan service to all of the eras, and you know, while remaining yourselves, which is best case scenario for someone like me, you know?
Yeah, and we love Easter eggs, and like we love tying things together. Like our first 3 albums, you know, each word, each lyric, the first lyric of every album adds up to Crucify, and then Resting Sonata was kill, and then Gates of Punishment, the first word was rot, so Crucify Kill Rot. But we love doing stuff like that, and we do a lot on this new album with that, and it's
that's cool. All the fun, right? Personally,
yeah,
like,
man.
When writing, like it's just to me, that's half the fun at the very least. Like everyone's different, I'm sure, but I love that sort of stuff. And as a nerd of like music, like as a nerd of a fan, like stuff like that is so fucking cool, you know?
Yeah, man.
It's like it becomes like these things that the fan base can be like, oh, did you know this? Or did you notice that? Like, oh, there's this callback. And I don't know, man, that's, I don't know. It kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier, where, you know, everyone kind of sounds the same and all these things. Like, I feel like there's a touch of that kind of creativity also that's lacking in a lot of music too. But yeah, that's super cool to hear, man.
Yeah, Timmy, when he came in and he was writing these songs, man, he definitely took charge on it, because I had an album name picked out. I was like, all right, this is gonna be good. We're gonna call it Dethroned. Was gonna be the album, and he's like, nah, I have one, and I was like, come on, Timmy. And then he told me, I was like, and then he like told me what he wanted the album to look like, and I was like, all right, and then it started making sense with the song titles. I'm like, okay, it's sick, man. It's sick. It's cool. It's gonna be sweet. It's like I said, it's all themed. And he wants to get a little crazy. He's like, dude, we need to like dress up, and like I'm like, nah. he tried doing it on a couple tours ago, wearing like a long black thing, and he was like had like candles and blood. I'm like, dude, Timmy, no, we can't do that, man.
He's always been a theatrical guy. Like, you know, he's the guy in the pictures that's like, he's like,
oh
this,
my God.
you know?
Yeah. He loves it, but he's got the best ideas, but sometimes the stage ideas, I'm like, I can't wear that stuff. I don't do that. That's not me.
So Ryan, you're going to wear a wig.
That's what he would want. Like, it's like, paint your face. We're going to drip some blood down your mouth. I'm like, Timmy, dude, no. So, but he wants to, so me and him did start a project. We're working on it. Yeah. We're working on it right now. You alluded to
this earlier. Yeah. What's this other thing?
So Kevin, like I said, he's fleshing out, the songs before he comes up here. So I took the time. I was like, let's start a project. So this is what I think like blackened deathcore should be. Ours is a little more Cradle of Filth, but we're incorporating way heavier stuff. A little bit of breakdowns, but they're heavy. Some slam in there, but symphony playing and stuff, but it's not like today's like just all together
That's
overproduced.
Like your take on what that genre could be. Yeah.
Yes. And yeah, it's going to be called Sons of Seer. That's the band name. Well, the project name. And we're going to put out an EP and stuff, working on it right now and kind of driving along with that. And that's almost ready to go. He just got to record vocals. And it sounds pretty sick. I'm stoked on that one. If like you like Timmy's vocals, it's like that, but up a notch. And he went. He's,
what you alluded to, he's able to do. He does on this.
Yes. It's like, you know, he fit the Rose Funeral sound, the highs and the lows. But man, when I told him about, hey, let's start this project, he just like, yes, because he loves like black and death metal and like melodic stuff. And we have riffs with melody, you know, meaningful, awesome stuff. You know, fast drums. It sounds good.
So you're writing everything for this, minus the vocals?
Yeah, it's just me and Timmy. Yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm doing everything, and yeah, he's doing vocals. We always talked about doing something like this, and finally had the time to get something done, and yeah, so it's
lots of
sick.
music for you. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. I just like I do that stuff. I do a lot of retro wave. That's like my side thing I like to do. I got one of my songs is in a video game now. Pretty sweet.
What?
yeah, PC game. I don't know if any of you guys are PC gamers.
Absolutely.
The game Space Engineers. I was able to get one of my tracks into that, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, it's my retro
awesome.
wave stuff. It's called Kid Grid. If you ever want to check it out, Kid Grid.
Okay. You had done some electronic stuff like way back in the day. I remember seeing those float around. And, dude, you've done random shit.
Man, I just love music, man.
The pop punk, the fucking pop punk Black Eyed Peas cover and fucking all this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Nowadays I don't listen to death metal, man. I listen to like just chill music or pop punk. Like I think my top artists on Spotify, like I listen to Ethel Cain, I listen to Cannons, Dangerous Summer. I like Seaway, Nova Amor.
That's so good. Nova. Dude, that's a freaking vibe, dude. I'm so like for anybody watching, I cannot pronounce it as good as you did, but that band, like if it's fall or spring or whatever, and it's beautiful outside and you're in your car, put that on and you instantly feel you're in a movie. Like instantly, it's truly amazing. I compare it a little bit to like stuff like I don't know to pronounce it again, but like Bon Iver and stuff like that. Like it's kind of in those bands.
Yeah, same realm. Good. Yeah, I love that. Just chill music. That's like all I can listen to. Because if I try to listen to new modern deathcore, I'm like, it just sounds the same, man. I go.
But you're not a nostalgic guy either. You're not spinning the old records.
Yeah, I'll go back every now and then.
That's not your daily rotation. Is like
right. Yeah,
because that's what we do. We're just listening to old shit still. You know?
Old movie, old video games. I'm speaking for myself, but it's like I'm living in the early 2000s at the moment. But
I listen to a lot of pop punk and stuff, a lot of retro. Man, I listen to a ton of 80s metal. I just all that stuff. But yeah, see, I actually one of the bands, a newer. I won't say they're newer. Maybe they are. If you guys ever heard of Bleak, I really dig those guys.
No, I think I know that one.
They're kind of hard to explain. They have like a shoegaze kind of sound, heavier.
Dude, I was gonna with a name like that, I guaranteed a fucking Deftones-ish fucking band.
But they're sick. I mean, they do have like heavier stuff, but man, their shoegaze style, it's more heavy, melodic, just like monotone vocals. It is so sick, and I love that stuff. I don't know if you guys ever see those Lawn Chair Youth videos on YouTube.
Yeah. They'll see
stuff. They were on there. Yeah, they were on there, and that's how I found out. And I'm like, oh, dude, these guys are sick, man. Definitely dig those guys. That sound, just monotone, slight heaviness, but melody. I really like that. Sounds really good.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
2013. Fill in for King Conquer. Is this a thing?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was.
Tell me about it.
That was fun. Derek reached out to me about doing I think Derek and Jesse at the time reached out and said, "You want to do that?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll give it a shot." My vocals aren't as low, but yeah, I think that was about a month we were out on the road, and that was so fun, man. I don't think Chris, the drummer, he couldn't do it at the time, so they had a fill-in drummer. But man, it was still great. The shows were fun. It was a little bit different, a little bit different than what I like Rose funeral shows, but yeah, it was cool.
Do you remember what that lineup was? What the other bands on that tour were?
I think I know the name of the band. I just can't think of it. My old bass player Julian started singing for them.
Oh,
and then he went on to the Faceless. Why can't I think of it? I'm about to look it up.
A band that Julian was in. What was he doing in the band? Because he does fucking everything too.
He was singing at the time.
He was singing in the band?
Yes. Aegean.
Yeah. I'm so dumb, dude.
I couldn't think of it.
That's how I met the motherfucker. I toured with Aegean when he was in the band. God, I'm a fucking goofball, dude. What the hell?
I was like, oh my God.
So King Conquer and Aegean on that same tour.
Yes. That was fun.
I think I have the flyer in my mind right now. The fucking like red writing on a fucking beige background type of fucking sandy thing going on.
Yeah. That was awesome. I remember watching Anthony drum. And I was like, man.
Barone was on that.
Yep. Yeah. He's a good buddy of mine. And I just knew he was set. Like seeing him drum, like, dude, this kid's set, and sure enough, man, like he's
we saw
career in drumming.
We saw him do the Beneath the Mask here gig here not too long ago in December when they played the Despised Icon shows.
Yeah,
fucking insane drummer, dude.
Yeah, he's nuts, man. I knew it. I just knew it when we toured with those guys. I'm like, yeah, Anthony, you want to come drum on some of our stuff? Go ahead, man.
Another motherfucker. He shreds on guitar too.
He's good at everything. Yeah, man.
I hate these people. Julian's the same guy. Same time, like he fucking shreds on guitar too and does the vocals. Like these multi-talented motherfuckers. I wish I could steal some of that juice. Yeah, it's now that we're talking about these people, this kind of brings me back. This is funny. I was actually talking to Crit not too long ago, like a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking to me about the fact that he was kind of writing some riffs for you guys, and you were like, no man, this sounds too much like Die Devourer.
Yeah, he has his style.
He has his style. That's what we were talking about too. He's like, I can't do anything else, man. And that's like the example he gave. He's like, I was trying to write some riffs for them, but they were like, nah, it sounds like you, dude. I was like, I know, I can't do anything else.
Yeah, I love him, but it was just like, it was Die Devourer. So I was like, come on, Crit. Like,
it would have been. Man. I mean, it fit the death metal route. It would have been probably more
for sure.
what that new that unreleased stuff is, if anything, right? But
yeah, for sure. It probably could have fit that, but yeah, it was just like you just save it for your band, man, because you'll probably use it, And it was good, but it was definitely Die Devourer.
Yeah. Right. Okay, we cannot not talk about the inverted cross. and that whole subject. Can you kind of give us a rundown? Like, is there a place that kind of comes from specifically? Is there like a reason why it's a kind of predominant theme throughout the band? Obviously, you're kind of like the sole member through the whole storyline. I assume you could have changed directions at any point if you wanted to, but that's still the logo. That's still the themes. So can you give us any, I don't know, maybe your worldview on that and maybe kind of insight into that when it comes to the band?
Yeah, I mean, when we started, we were just like, let's be evil. How do we be evil? Just like listening to these death metal bands. And it just so happened that the Upside Down Cross, we just fit it right there. And Rose Funeral, it's definitely just an image. It's like a movie, I'm not a religious person. I never have been. And doesn't bother me if you are or you're not, it was just like, that was our image, I guess, evil. It was, like I said, it's like a movie. It's a show. the lyrics were evil, following that stuff. I mean, I could take it or leave it now. I could take it out of the logo. We're kind of, if you've seen the Slayer cover that we did, it's kind of the newish logo that we have with the blood dripping off and stuff, and kind of evolving it. But at the time, that's Impact font when I made the logo. And I stuck it upside down, crossing it. And then I put some floral stuff over it for Rose's funeral. And everyone's like, yeah, sick. Let's just use it, but
I'm sure that's caused you guys maybe even some trouble over the years, right? Like through touring, you're multiple accounts of different churches throughout this conversation. Yes. I'm sure that's been an issue in a place or two, right? So
nowadays, it's not really a big thing like it used to be, but we would play in churches, and then when we'd set up our merchandise, they would come ask us to take it down.
I believe you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's happened multiple times. And it's just like, why did you book us? You see it in the name. Why did you book us? It's like, we're not a band. We never preach. We never preached about that stuff. We just played music.
Mm-hmm. We were hoping you would change your mind by the show, by the time the show would,
there's a chance. Worst case, we will get them there.
Yeah. But yeah, they would get so mad at our merchandise because, back then, Myspace days, the merch was way more edgy, way more edgy. And we've had our fair share. I definitely strayed from that stuff. Now I try to keep it just like evil, but more chill. Mm-hmm. But yeah, back then, man, you guys can't sell that stuff in here. It's like, what about this one? No. Like, oh, come on. We can't sell anything. It's just a logo.
Don't open their lyric booklet, please. Because we're about to scream this on stage,
Yeah. It's definitely sucked back then. It's bit us in the ass. Nowadays, not so much, but
what about touring with other bands, let's say? Because it's like, I don't know, touring with bands. There was like a subset of like deathcore bands that were, Christian or religious. You know? Was there ever any kind of weird things happening there?
I've never really had anybody come up to me like band wise. There was one time we played a show in Louisville. Oh man, who was the band? It was they were bigger. Getting there, it was a Christian metalcore band, and they brought us a Bible. I was like, man, it's just not for me, man. He's like, check it out, man. You should check it out. I'm like, I'm not going to. It's just not my thing, Sorry.
It was for today, wasn't it? No, I'm kidding.
Yes. I think it was.
Oh, wow.
I think it was.
I really said that as a joke. No hate to for today. I'm just not surprised for 1 second. Yeah. Love the band, but they're known for that, dude.
Yeah. That's funny as fuck.
That's really funny. I really said that as a joke, by the way. Like, I was fully like, oh, that's probably for today. But
yeah. Cool guys. It was just like, at the time, I was awkward. I was like, no thanks. And there wasn't any animosity or anything. It was just like awkward as shit.
I think it's well intended. It's just,
yeah, for sure. It's like, this is my whole band and this is our image. It's just not going to just.
Well, he was hoping you would just flip the logo so that the cross is on the right.
Yeah. Holy funeral. No.
You guys never linked up with like Impending Doom, let's say?
I don't think we ever played a show with them unless it was on a fest. But I would totally do it. I mean, I like their sound.
I always saw your, you called it like Crucify Kill Rot, and they had like Nailed Dead Risen. It's just such like the two albums. I always saw it as like the two sides of it, and it would have been like a good concept as a tour, maybe even.
Oh, for sure.
Like the two,
the light and evil tour.
Well, to be honest, I'm surprised we didn't see more of these sorts of like weird concepts surrounding tours, because it just had something to it to me.
But for sure.
Yeah, because if the bands like don't give a fuck really about it, it's like you may as well use it for marketing or for branding or whatever. If two bands are going to tour together anyways, Yeah.
I would have loved to. And I don't even think like we knew each other's albums were called that, because I didn't know. I don't think they knew. And it was like nothing about, people were like, did they do that on purpose? No, I don't think anybody knew. So yeah, it was just
And I'm
coincidence.
definitely not the only one who made the. I mean, like for sure, I'm not the only one who saw like the two, like
Yeah.
you guys two album as like the. But I don't know. I see the tour, and even now it would be cool. But like the sort of the two sides tour. Like as a kid who was like moshing, it's just like it's all not versus each other, but it has like a little. I don't know. There's this cool movie aspect to it that would have been sick.
I would totally have done that. I would, back in the day, hey, would tour with anybody. It was just, we just loved it, man.
I don't know how it would have been received, but you put like Christian bands on one side of the flyer and like the complete opposite on the other side, and just like see how. I know it's kind of
an alternative reality to what like All Stars tour was, but more extreme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If I can put the mind at ease. Crucify Kill Rot came out a few months before Nailed Dead Risen.
Yeah, I'm so bad with like dates too. I don't even know. But yeah, man, I swear before like the MySpace days, mixed genre shows were awesome. I think everybody got along at mixed genre shows. Like the Victory Records days, it'd be pop punk bands with like metalcore. Those were so fun. A lot of that stuff came through Cincinnati, and it got crazy, man. This was more like kind of the same genre, but I got to see Between the Buried and Me when they had their self-titled. So those guys, Red Chord, I think Premonitions of War. That show was so chaos.
That's a crazy lineup. Yeah,
it was chaos, man.
Yeah, and like Between the Buried and Me at that era too was like a lot heavier than what
Oh yeah.
For context, like that's a dope ass lineup for that era, for that time period. I was looking at a fucking tour lineup for Bloodfest 07. It's like the
Michigan?
craziest fucking lineup at a Skateland West. What is it? Is this just a skate
Yeah.
park? It's just like
That was awesome. I think Black Dahlia was on that. And
dude, Black Dahlia, Animosity as Blood Runs Black, Facelift, Beneath the Massacre, At the Throne of Judgment, and Hell followed with Yellow Sign, Year Spent Cold. We were talking like, holy shit, what a lineup, dude.
that was fun because every show we used to do a cover of Cannibal Corpse. We'd play Stripped, Raped, and Strangled. And we announced that we're going to play that. And here comes Brian from Black Dahlia up on stage. And he sang along. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
That's so sick.
And that was iconic. And then I think I got some shit stolen from that show as well. Like our sample pad got stolen like right off the front of the stage.
not as fun, but
Yeah, not as fun, but it was still cool that that was iconic. That was pretty cool.
I mean, rest in peace, the legend, man.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, like, you're talking about like the piercing highs and stuff like that. Like that dude was like the archetype for high screams, for so many people in that era, myself included.
Yeah,
that dude's legacy is just like, it's insane. The bands too, but I mean, like it's pretty crazy. I don't think there's a single band like OG or part of those days that wouldn't say he was an influence in the band, and Dialab was like, I'm pretty sure they legit influenced the entire generation.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure. Yeah, man. Their riffs like iconic. Even when Trevor passed, one of the songs I got inspired, definitely Black Dahlia influence, but kind of wrote that around his passing, just to show some respect to those guys, because that was one of my favorite bands. Still are, but you'll definitely hear that correlation. But it's still us. But I was super inspired by them.
Hey,
Just one of the songs.
I'll never say no to a good Black Dahlia riff. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys go back to some of our tour clips that we've posted, I don't know, you probably have already heard it, but we have new songs in those clips, and you can see the kids are like, song name? What song is this? And we just never responded to them.
That's good. I love that.
That's some of the new stuff.
Hell
yeah. But yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm so excited for this new album, and I just know you should love it.
Well, just the way you talked about it, I don't see a world where I wouldn't, especially if there's someone who knows what you guys should sound like, pretty sure it would be you, with all due respect to you know, to the other members and stuff like that. Like I think I'm pretty sure in my video I said something to the effect of like the heart of the band or something like that. Like I think that's how I described you, because like you saw all the, you know, you had so many roles, you saw all the, and you even didn't release an album kind of protecting the sound of the band, so to speak. So if you're that excited for the album, I'm fully confident personally.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, the people I have showed it to, just, they really enjoy it, and they think, you know, hey, this like hits home for you guys. And yeah, man, August, I think we're going to try to officially record in August. Like I said, I got the little boy coming in September, so I want to get that knocked out.
Of course.
And I want to get that video shot, and the video is going to be epic. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Our vision on this is going to be awesome. A lot of blood.
I was about to say probably graphic a little bit.
Yeah, little graphic. Yeah, lots of blood.
Oh yeah, cool. Man. We have to do the clip for the socials. We have to bait the people, well, at least a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
I need you to give me your top 5 anti-religious bands.
Ooh, anti-religious. I don't even know, because I don't think I really studied if they were religious or anti-religious.
Well, any black metal band would make the list, probably. So there's that.
It's weird because, like, true black metal, like that trash can recording sounding black metal, I just cannot get into. like Mayhem and stuff. It's just I can't do it. It's just that sound. You know, not knocking them. I personally can't do it.
I feel like we have similar tastes, perhaps, on music. So I would assume that then the Behemoth is fine for you, though, but not.
I love Behemoth. I do love some Deicide. Man, that's a tough one.
Yeah, you said for you, by the way, but while you're thinking, I'm just going to say that you say the you know, trash can. So for me, it was also like I don't know if the reverb on the vocals is at 300%, but that's the other thing that I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
With all due respect, they already hate me anyway, so that's not.
I do like Dark Funeral. I feel like they're the ones that got the memo to record good sounding stuff. I like those guys a lot.
Were you a fan of I fucked heavy with Catalepsy back in the day?
Yeah, we toured with those guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's so fun. I think we did 2 tours with those guys, and I love those guys, man. Yeah, I liked like Molotov Solution. I think Signal the Firing Squad. Those guys didn't get they were so sick, and they didn't get a lot of recognition.
Now you're speaking to me, Ryan.
Yeah.
My man knows ball. Signal was so good, dude.
Yeah, man. I like those guys. Man Must Die. I like those guys a lot. Yeah, old school. Misericordium. That's old Myspace. Glass Casket. Red Shore. Discarnate. Geez, even like super old Meshuggah, like humiliative off that EP None. If you guys listen to that song, that was like 94, 95. That's a breakdown, man. And I think a lot of these bands were inspired by that. Like, I'm not the biggest Meshuggah fan, but dude, like, you could argue a lot of the breakdowns could have came from those guys, because chuggy, like choppy breakdowns and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, dude, the combo of like them and like At the Gates, and I'd even throw in like Decapitated, as we were talking about earlier.
Absolutely.
Like I feel like those 3 bands, for bands that come from like a bit before our time when it comes to making music and stuff, like those bands like fully shaped, you know, what it meant to actually riff, but then also like Meshuggah with like breakdowns and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, it's just crazy hearing that, like in 94, hearing a dun 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 dun. You're like, whoa,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I can see where some of these bands got this from, you know. And yeah, you should check it out. Check out that EP None, because by Meshuggah, you're like, whoa, that's Meshuggah? That's pretty sick. So
Now you gotta give us your top 5 modern bands that you hate. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Top 5 bands with too many symphonics that sound like they're using the
Can you
same
imagine
plugins.
if we would do that? Like we start with a top 5 super positive, and then it's like,
Oh yeah, it's the top worst.
yep. Top bands that shouldn't exist according to you. And then,
God, someone's gonna show up on my door and shoot me.
the worst part, but it would work. You know what I'm saying? Like the worst part is it would
the
work.
algorithm would absolutely run with that shit, but you know.
I mean, we're in a world where you just name a normal top 5, and a lot of people are like, "How dare you?" Like we live in that world. So can you imagine if you would say what you hate, and it just so happened they love that band? You're
cooked. You're
Yeah.
cooked. Lock your doors, Ryan. Lock them. What's modern that you like? Yeah, I'm curious.
So currently, I would say my favorite vocalist and heavy band is definitely Tyler and Traders. I love his vocals, and I have messaged him before, like, dude, we need to start a project, man. And he was for it, but we just kind of just dissipated. But I just love Tyler's vocals. And funny little story here is I am trying to get him, Dickie from Infant Annihilator, all the South, the dirty South boys, Florida, and Kyle from Body Snatcher. I love all that stuff. I want them on one Rose Funeral track about the Four Horsemen. And I've messaged them about this, and I think they're on board. They should be on board. But everybody is going to get a horseman. Timmy's going to have a horseman. Dickie, Tyler, and Kyle all going to have a horseman. And it's going to be a powerhouse track. And I want that to happen, and I'm going to make it happen. And those dudes are my favorite, like top vocalists for sure. Yeah, so Traders, Infant Annihilator. I mean, Infinite's been around for a bit, but and Body Snatcher, love those dudes. But my number one I listen to now is probably Cognizance. I don't know if you guys have heard those guys.
Yeah,
they're more death metal.
Yeah, it's death metal.
So that's fine.
Tech death kind of.
Yeah, but it's like a very clean recording. You can hear what's going on. Super sick. I don't think they play shows, but that's my go-to. Definitely Cognizance for sure. They're just so sick. I hope they play shows. I would definitely tour with those dudes.
Yeah, it's a bit different too, right? Now, if you were to tour, that similar scenario of like touring with death metal bands, it was kind of hell in 2013. The reality would be slightly different in 2026. Like there's a bit more of an acceptance of like the death metal world when it comes to deathcore bands, or at the very least, if it's not like blatantly just breakdowns, you know, if you got riffs, you're probably chill, you know.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, a little more accepting nowadays.
Yeah.
We've already been through that ringer, being the deathcore band on the death metal tour. Jesus Christ. Good old days.
It's going to be super random. It has to do nothing with it. I just wanted to compliment you on your setup behind you. Like I'm a huge, like the PC and everything. I know it has nothing to do with anything. I just appreciate these things. And I'm seeing like the clean, minimalistic sort of approach. And it's awesome. So
that's the old studio. I'm on the gaming setup right here.
Yeah. So. Well, speaking of gaming, you mentioned gaming from like early, like being young. Like, what are some games from back then, and what are some games like now? What are we fucking with? Yeah,
I basically grew up playing Nintendo, and I just collected anything on Nintendo. I didn't have like a favorite. I just played it. When it came around to like getting Sega, I was an NHL kid. I played NHL all the time. That was like my favorite. I would say on Nintendo, I played a lot of Little League Baseball. That was my favorite. And then more modern, I'm a big Battlefield guy. I love Battlefield.
I don't know if you play like the most recent or not.
Battlefield 6?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I play the hell out of that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. It's good. It's
cool,
real good.
If I'm honest, it looked cool. But
you a Red Set guy or nah?
No, yeah, well, I like the Gauntlet mode. I was on it the other night with my buddy and love Gauntlet. BRs, it's so weird, man. I love FPS, but BRs, I'm like I tense up so much. I'm like, I'll miss my shot because I'll like whip my mouse. But regular FPS, I'm fine. Yeah, so I'm a big Battlefield guy. I do like MMOs. Play a lot of Guild Wars 2. Play a little bit of World of Warcraft. I'm all over, man. Survivals. Me and my wife play games. We're on a repo.
Okay, that's
kick.
insane.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Her setup's over here. I built her setup. But
Even
yeah,
cooler.
yeah, this is the big office. I'm still getting it set up since we just moved in. But yeah, we play a lot of repo together. We like fun little, like quirky, crazy games.
Dude, there's so many of those style of games now too, like the kind of co-op and or like smaller scale like multiplayer games where you can just kind of fuck around and just
Yeah, our the number one game that we play together is 7 Days to Die. Like
hell yeah.
I have so many hours in that with her, and it's just like it's always fun every time we play, and she likes that one. And I can never get her onto new games. She's like, I don't want to play it. I don't want to learn something new. I like 7 Days. Just try it, please. Just try it, please. He's like, no. I'm like, come on now. And
Just to make me happy. I don't know the setups you have, but please, because now there's Subnautica 2, and I don't know if you know Subnautica at all, but the second one you can play with people, which is like a big thing. But I played alone, but I can only imagine how like awesome it is to explore, you know, together those places.
Yeah, that's the one I brought up to her. I think I got her on board with that one. I was like, it looks so sick. Let's play together. Okay, maybe.
Yeah, and it's also if you know if she likes terrifying stuff, then say it's terrifying. If she doesn't, maybe don't bring up the fact that it is. But it's so much fun. I mean, I think it's a good idea that they made that to explore. It's cooler with people. I can only imagine, you know, like your boats just entering those places. So sorry, just a selfish question, but some
yeah, we love gaming. It's so fun. But yeah,
do you love making setups too? Like, so just a quick question. Like, do you like designing? Like, because you said like, oh, I did their setup, and so do you enjoy that stuff?
Yeah, I build PCs. Yeah, it's like one of my things I like to do. Built that behind me. You can see it. Well, the mic's in the way, but my music rig, my gaming rig. If I turn the camera, it'd be all like wonky. But I love building PCs, man. I had a bedroom one, but I gave it to the brother-in-law as a wedding gift. And it was like an small ITX build. I'm just like real into the small builds now.
You're telling me that it's my favorite thing in the world. I told you, Dumb, right? Like I love small ITX. That's the coolest thing. Oh.
Yeah, it's so tedious, but it's awesome to just build a powerhouse in like a small console like shaped box.
I mean, the challenge that comes with it is just cool to me. I don't know if it's because I hate myself, but I love the challenge of things like that.
Oh, absolutely. Awesome. Yeah, man. It's super fun to build that stuff. And it sucks because I want to downsize mine, but I have a Asus Strix 4090 in mine, and it's like it's a brick. It's the size of a small case.
It have to be like an external, an external case besides it.
Yeah,
so it's like behind the monitor or something.
Yeah. And I'm like, man, I want to downsize it. I can downsize the music one, but haven't got around to that yet. But
it's like a tricky part because most of the time, the really small ones, like the normal graphic card won't, you know, be part. So what I'm usually looking for is like the smallest possible with a regular size graphic card is what I'm hoping to. But it's this tricky. It's really difficult to find, but. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to game together, fellas, because I love that.
Gotta.
Yeah, I'm always down for that.
Had you played Repo, right, Jan?
I don't think.
Were you not on a kicker? I
Holy
thought
crap! You got to play it. It's so good.
I don't think
it's so funny.
No, I'm the worst for that. I mean, like during the past few weeks, I'm not kidding. I was playing Most Wanted of all things. Like, I need to get in the game a little more and be aware of what's coming out. I think I'm just too upset at bigger franchise that I was a bit disappointed at Call of Duty and stuff like that. But you know, but
the crazy skins in Call of Duty,
dude. Yeah. Like I'm the annoying person who's like, you've tried to fix something that wasn't broken. Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, those games were insane. It was working perfectly well. It was awesome. And now I can have a jetpack and rungs on wall for no reasons at all.
Dress up like Ronald McDonald. And
it's terrible. Yeah, and now I'm a ninja. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely love Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. I don't want that in Call of Duty ever. Like, ever.
You don't want to play as Seth Rogen in a weird green suit smoking weed? No?
Ruining everything.
You don't want the bong gun?
You're ruining my entire experience. The entire thing is ruined. Like, I'm aware, like, it's a war. It's fine. I can be like a military, whatever. Give me anything in the military. Completely fine. But the moment you're like, hey, dude, you're going to be a Power Ranger, I'm like, I guess,
it ruins it. Immersion out the window.
Fortnite, I get it. Completely get it. The environment is full of colors. I don't like that game one bit. Played once.
Well, I'll do you one better. I mean, make sense in the context of zombies. But, but they have zombies for that, right? You know?
Yep. Another one I'm super stoked that's coming out this year is War Dogs. You guys heard of War Dogs?
I have not. What is that?
It's so funny you said that. I'm so sorry not to cut you off. Yesterday, there's a movie called War Dogs that I like. I've bought the DVD back, and yesterday I was watching that. Not kidding, and you're talking. Sorry, it's just super
weird. But so it's kind of like the game Arma's King of the Hill mode. They put 3 teams out there. I think it's 100 players total. 3 teams fight in like a area. You can fight in the whole map, but they have like a hot zone that moves around, and it's more action in that hot zone, and you have to be the team that gets on top. And it just looks so fun because you can build.
And you've got vehicles and stuff too. You can be in a plane and shit too.
It's like in between like Battlefield and Arma, so it's like not it's a mil sim, but a little more action. And I'm stoked for that one. I just want that to come out soon. They're doing like a test. I think next week they're opening it up to like 5,000 people. I'm like, please let me in this test.
Sending messages every day. Like, hey, I'm just
bothering them.
I love that all this conversation started with me just being like, oh, you got a setup there. I love that.
Yeah, I love it. It's all right.
Oh yeah, well, dude, thank you for doing this, man. Seriously,
for real.
This is really cool, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for everything. Like we're both super excited to see that. It's one thing to come back, but the way you're talking and the way you're doing things, it's a proper, real time of.
I'm excited. I think it's definitely a good time. Yeah, I want everybody to hear it. I know they've been waiting for so long, and I feel so bad because I know, like I said, we were teasing a lot of stuff that was not going to be on this album, and we started to tease what is on this album from these past tours. And
okay, man, you GTA 6 the process.
I did.
Now you're about to trip, so
I did.
Hey, I mean, look, GTA 6, that's not as bad as if we're talking to Elder Scrolls 6. So,
don't even get me started on that. I forget. My brain is just like, that won't happen. Like my own brain, and I love Skyrim, Oblivion, all those games, and I'm like, oh no, next one, that won't happen.
I don't know if my thumbs are going to be still functional whenever it comes out.
We're going to be in retirement for sure, but so
hey, if we get you Rose funeral before then, all is good.
Yep.
All right,
thank you for real. Honestly, it was awesome.
Yeah, thank you guys. Definitely will do it again.
Yes, sir.
100%.
All right, we'll talk soon. All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Peace out, dude.
See ya.
Take care, man.
If you made it to the end of this episode, thank you for watching. And hey, while you're here, hit that subscribe or follow button and a review. If you're watching or listening on a podcast platform, it would mean the world and it helps out more than you know. A big thank you as well to all of our supporters over on Patreon and on Twitch. New episodes every week, links to our Patreon, Discord, and socials in the description. We'll see you soon. We're out.